a Game of the Year, and you're a Game of the Year, and you're... Oh, well, you were special. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 best video games of 2016.
Now, if you're confused about what you're doing here, then you can go home, Nathan.
To say one is better than the last is unnecessary, as these games are being recognized for what made them stick out from the crowd. Every year, we get a sea of games, so of course there isn't going to be room for everyone.
Je ne crois point que Nostradamus lui-même aurait su le prédire.
Just like last year, we won't be including any late ports, remasters, or expansions of any kind. But we still gotta give a shout out to The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine, cause that was awesome. Number 10, Civilization VI. Who would win in a war between Teddy Roosevelt, Gandhi, Queen Victoria, and Cleopatra? Well, we can't exactly give you an answer, but feel free to try on your own in the newest Civ game. Considering various balancing issues from the past iterations, Civ 6 provided a good number of adjustments to make every type of victory somewhat achievable. The new title also became the fastest-selling game in the franchise, selling over 1 million copies within its first 2 weeks. Oh, and that question we asked you earlier, Gandhi would win, because he really loves his nukes. Number 9, Titanfall 2.
The Titan is ready, pilot. Standing by for your call.
While the original Titanfall was seen as fun but a bit underwhelming, it stood as a proof of concept for what ex-Call of Duty developers could bring to the table. Titanfall 2 took everything good about the first one and cranked it all up to 11. While the single-player campaign is surprisingly enjoyable, the game's heart still lies in its multiplayer. Quick-footed soldiers and powerhouse titans make for a chaotic but engaging experience.
Way to pull through! I knew I had a strong team.
It's a real shame that only 3,000 players were part of this as of launch weekend, but don't use those numbers to judge the game's entertaining and energetic feel. With fast-paced frenetic combat, just make sure you remember to breathe throughout the match. Number 8, Final Fantasy 15.
I want to ride my chocobo all day. Can't get it out of my head!
Despite being announced a decade ago, Final Fantasy 15 managed to beat out the Duke Nukem Forever curse and deliver an unforgettable adventure. The open world is absolutely breathtaking, with so many hidden secrets to find and larger-than-life fiends hiding within its wilderness.
I'll go in first and stop them. You follow.
Of course, the real stars of the show are our Backstreet Boys group of friends who play off each other really well, providing that sense of camaraderie as they help each other during battle, take goofy selfies at any scenic point they come across, or just by having some bonding time during the ultimate road trip.
There's no reason you can't pay them a visit anytime you please. I'm sure Cindy will be glad to look after your car. Oh, right.
After the series hit turbulence with the 13 trilogy, it's nice to see such a beloved series return to glory.
This sounds like you're having fun.
Number 7, Dishonored 2.
Disloyal dogs.
Corvo Attano returns with a vengeance, and he's brought a lovely friend with him, Emily Caldwin. 15 years after the events of the first game, Corvo and Emily are accused of a series of murders made by someone dubbed the Crown Killer, and have thus been once again, wait for it, dishonored.
These assassinations are a misguided effort to protect me.
No, someone's trying to make us look guilty by targeting your enemies.
Alright, how many times are you guys gonna keep blaming the same people for this shit? Oh well. In Dishonored 2, brilliant level design combines with a new playable character in a sequel that builds upon everything learned from its predecessor. It's time to get creative and get to killing.
Nothing will stop me from bringing you home, Emily.
Number 6, Battlefield 1. Many were unsure about how this game would turn out, but to finally see something a bit different in the military shooter genre gave us a much-needed breath of fresh air. The single-player campaign gave us a great history lesson on World War I, taking players through the experiences of various fighter groups such as the Harlem Hellfighters.
Every once in a while, we push hard enough that the light breaks through the clouds, and a world beyond the war glimmers.
multiplayer is just as addictive as ever, as we get to dogfight in biplanes, blow up armored trains, and charge into war on a majestic stallion. Whether you want to focus on single player or multiplayer, the game was well worth your $60 for the everlasting, exhilarating experience. Number 5, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End.
Let's see, what do you think the trick is here? Gotta push a button, pull something?
Maybe one of the arms, or...
Give it a shot.
Nathan Drake, your smart-ass quips will be forever missed. Admittedly, this game probably would have placed higher if it wasn't for the slow first few hours. But Naughty Dog raised the bar by improving so many features that almost everything else was near perfect. As usual with the Uncharted franchise, the writing was fantastic and hilarious, while the voice acting was simply outstanding.
Pirate walks into a bar.
Oh, great. Here we go.
And he's got the steering wheel sticking out of his crotch.
All right.
So the bartender goes, "Hey, man, what's with the wheel?" And the pirate says back, "Arr, it's driving me nuts."
Art direction was more gorgeous than ever, giving characters and environments a more photogenic feel to them. As a bonus, the multiplayer even proved to be an enjoyable experience and not just a throwaway mode like most people thought. Now, please excuse us while we go fanboy our hearts out over that Crash Bandicoot cameo.
You want to run towards the camera.
Run to the camera. Got it.
And the circle button is your spin attack.
Spin attack!
Number 4, Dark Souls 3. Prepare to die? Pfft, how hard can this game possibly be? Oh, right, it's a Dark Souls game. This franchise has been notorious for being one hell of a difficult time, and the third installment is definitely no different. Between the creepy yet awe-inspiring sights, you'll have to adjust to the improved combat mechanics with quicker reflexes and thinking if you want to come out alive. No matter how many deaths we go through, we got to admit that the boss battles in Dark Souls 3 are some of the best in the series. So, do you still want to explore some acidic swamps and fight dragons? Well, 2 words: get good. Number 3, Inside. Our pick for the best indie game of the year is a game that even months after we first played it, it still leaves us with an unforgettably haunting experience. From the developers of Limbo, Inside is hard to describe without spoiling, yet every new moment will leave you in awe of what's going on around you. Just like Limbo, this game's biggest strength lies in its ambiguity, and just when you think you've started to get the scenario figured out, it throws a curveball that makes you rethink everything. Now, grab a controller and prepare to run for your life. Number 2, Doom. Stuck in development for years, gamers had their expectations set to low, especially when Bethesda announced that no review copies would be given out. But not only was this a triumphant return for the franchise, it reintroduced new players to what Doom is all about: kicking demon ass and shooting stuff in the face. Even better, the game reinvents its formula by introducing the Glory Kill, granting players the ability to finish off demons for additional armor and health in beautiful, bloody 60 frames per second. With an additional map editor and multiplayer experience, this reboot is the ultimate celebration of Doom's history. Before we glorify our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Do it!
That blow you took to your systems, it's not messing with your head or anything, making you do things?
I'm not gonna go crazy and start attacking people, if that's what you're worried about.
Hey, look out of my way! I've got 800 horses here, I'm not afraid to use them!
Number 1, Overwatch.
The world needs us now, more than ever. Are you with me?
Heck, you may not like it, buddy, but there's no denying it. Blizzard Entertainment has unleashed yet another phenomenon on the gaming industry. The gameplay is just too damn addictive to put down. Every character, whether they be a sniper, tank, offense, or defense, has their own unique set of abilities that make playstyles extremely diverse, allowing just about anyone to pick up and enjoy a match or 2, or 5, or 20.
Haven't had enough?
On top of that, Overwatch boasts a colorful cast of characters, ranging from the wild and mischievous to the optimistic and cheerful, allowing for some pretty entertaining exchanges depending on the variations.
Did someone call a doctor?
The world could always use more heroes, and Overwatch definitely makes you feel like one. So, do you agree with our list? Did we forget any of your favorites this year? Well, for more terrific top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.